Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with you. I'm throwing the Baer Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote. If you are currently a subscriber, you can throw those emotes in the chat right now, like Arctic Sloth just did. Hello, Arctic Sloth. If you're not yet a subscriber or you don't ever plan on being one, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. You can just be a lurker. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Lurking is fine if that's what you want to do. I am back here in the bedroom. There are model kits and boxes on my bed, which I will take down at the end of the stream and I put up in the afternoon. I have the wall of model kit boxes behind me, which is fun. My lighting is pretty much set. My overhead camera, not 100% exactly where I want it, probably. Let's see, if I move the table, it does somehow still cause the camera to shake a little bit. The camera is not attached to this table. The camera is attached to a table next to it, but they need to be spaced out a little bit, which I did not realize was going to be a problem. So I do have to do that. I have to space these tables out a little bit so that when one table moves because of me putting pressure on it or whatever, bumping it, it doesn't move the other, which moves the overhead camera. We did not run into that issue in the Carolina room because that's on tile and we're on carpet in here. So you do have to deal with that when it comes to the carpeting. But yeah, I'm back in here. My folks return tomorrow, which I'm excited to see them. It's been 40 something days. So it'll be nice to see them. And yeah, I didn't want to have to move everything back in tomorrow. I wanted to be done. So that way I just did it yesterday. And then I was fine because I was like, I don't. What I didn't want to do is end my stream at 11 p.m. my time and then move all my gear into the room because I like to decompress after streams. I don't have to do like a lot. I'm not like going directly to bed or anything, but I am like watching something, having a snack, hanging out, relaxing a little bit. So I don't want to go from that to immediately doing all that. Which means I gave a proper cleaning to all my equipment last night, so that was good, or yesterday afternoon, I should say. Cleaned everything, dusted out the computer, and cleaned all the surfaces of everything as I moved things back in here. And also had to clean the room that I had been in, give that a thorough scrubbing. And I went for a walk today, and my allergies are fucking pissed off, y'all. My allergies are so mad at me for cleaning and being out where the pollen is. The pollen's out there. It's bad. So if I'm a little low energy tonight, I apologize. But I did get real sleepy about 2 hours ago. I had finished eating my dinner and I was just hanging out. And then suddenly I was like, oh no, energy. I had energy. Where the fuck did it go? So that's fun. So let's see. I'm going to retweet my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. Welcome everyone that's here. If you're a subscriber, you can throw the emotes in the chat. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi. If on a Saturday evening you do not feel like being an active member of what we're up to and hanging out, you don't feel like chit-chatting, you just want to chill, that's also okay. It is okay. John is here. Hello, John. Arctic Sloth says, I'm running dangerously low on energy. Been up for 36 hours at this point. Arctic Sloth, that's too many hours. If you can get some sleep at some point, I recommend it highly. That's not great. That's a lot of hours. And again, John, hello, welcome, happy to have you here. Thank you for hanging out in the chat. John says, I did that once for a work deadline. I crashed very hard afterwards. I'm too old for that. Yeah, I worked 20 hours once, and I had been up for. So we had a let's get into it because I'm good at panel line. This is a perfect time for a story. Let's go to the overhead. How's that overhead? That's looking pretty good. It's not exactly this isn't exactly level and right. Centered, I should say, not level. It's not centered perfectly, but it's doable. And yeah, so we'll go with this. Because I'm panel lining here. We got the Hy-Gogg here. We got the old Hy-Gogg. This is a kit from 2003. It's 2023 right now, if you didn't know. So it's an old kit. So we're gonna hit this with all the panels here. We're going with black. We could have done gray on this light blue, but I think the black is gonna look good, so we went with that. So my old job back in the day had a comedy marathon that we would do, and we had overnights, and I figured I would have to do one of the overnights because if I did an overnight, then I could assign someone an overnight. That was my thing because I could always say, "Hey, I know this sucks, but I did one of them." But also because I was in charge of a whole group of people, I had to like do a bunch of stuff beforehand. So even if I had an overnight, I still had work to do the day of. I still had to go and open up some theaters that we were renting and make sure all the equipment was going and answer any questions that people had. And then I started my overnight shift. So I realized that one year I worked 20 hours. Um, and then I didn't rest work. Then I was just on call the rest of the weekend. But the thing that I learned after a couple of years is um, when I wanted to go to sleep after being up for 20 hours and working for being up for like 26 hours, but working for 20, I think, probably about that. Um, uh, everything fucking, every year, something went wrong Saturday at like between 11 and 2 p.m., which is when I wanted to fucking be asleep. But that's when things would go wrong. Either there'd be like a venue that we told people there's no keyboard, there's no piano here. We don't do musical improv at this venue. Some group would show up that's a musical group, and they didn't read their shit. They clicked on a thing saying, but they're a musical group. Or somebody would show up to open a venue and the people that closed the venue the night before had turned off something weird. They'd done something weird, and some of the lights couldn't come on. And it was always when I wanted to sleep. So I realized, oh, I can't do that anymore. I could maybe push myself physically to stay up all night, but I can't do that as part of my job. So I stopped doing overnights and I started going to bed pretty early and then just being out and about on Saturday so when things went wrong, I wasn't being woken up from a dead sleep. I was already out and hopefully near one of the venues. And then I also delegated. By then I had a budget and staff. So I delegated another person to be the version of me for 3 theaters, and I was in charge of 5 theaters, but 4 of those theaters were in the same venue. So even though it was 5 theaters, it was actually only 2 locations, and then he was in charge of 3 locations, and that was very easy because then if there was a problem, they would call him, and if there's a problem of the other ones, they would call me, even though everyone just called me anyway, and then I would have to call my buddy Alex to go and do a thing. Arkansas says, yeah, I totally did this one to myself. There was a late call off, and I decided to work late night or last night, despite having been awake and having a normal day up to that point. Needed the money to pay for repair to the boiler. I mean, you want to have that boiler working. Look, doing it to yourself, I feel, look, I obviously don't want you to be up for 36 hours. But I also totally understand and can totally back you up on. Sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do that. Is this going to be a pain in the ass? Yes. Am I going to be mad at myself? Could I have done this differently? Sure. But this is my bed and I'm going to lay in it. I totally understand that. Sometimes you make the hard decisions, and sometimes the easy decision is also hard. But yeah, eventually, then I got them to get me an Airbnb, so I didn't have to go home, so that I was on call like the whole weekend and did a shift. And in the last year of that marathon, they took that job away from me and had other people do it, and they did a worse job, and that's fine. That was definitely fine. And you know what? Despite not being in charge, I still got fucking text messages that weekend because people who were coming in from out of town had worked exclusively with me before, and just when they had a problem, suddenly were like, I'm going to reach out to Pat because I bet Pat will get back to me. Because even if I was not in charge of that, I was still going to do the proper job because that's who I am. I unfortunately cannot turn that off. My life would be easier if I was able to, at some points, just go, well, I don't have to do that, so I'm not going to. That's just not in. It's not in my build. It's not in my body. I'm not built that way. Um, it takes a lot for me to stop giving 100%. Is what I'll say. But life would be easier if I did give up on some of that bullshit and just was like, no, sorry, off the clock, whatever. I mean, this is a long time since this has happened, but at that job, there were a couple streams where I was streaming, and then I had to like to be like, hey, I'll be right back because I got a text message, and there was a sickness at one of my employees, and I had to stop streaming and go into work because I was just like, well, he needs to leave, and I like model kit building, but I have a full time job and I have responsibilities at the job, so I'm gonna go do that, and I bounced. That is a thing that I am. That is me, and I can't turn that off. Fortunately and unfortunately. All right, we got our panel lining done here on our main body. There is a sticker that's going to go on this kit on the head here. There's a sticker that goes on here, but we don't do that now apparently because it's not giving me any indication. Wait, yeah, we did the eye sticker that's on there. We didn't do the forehead sticker. We'll do that later. And I guess we're moving on now to one of the arms on the Hy-Gogg. This was a kit that I saw on Amazon. I hadn't built it before. We hadn't built it on stream. I looked at it and I went, you know what? This is in the $20 range. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that and just have it in my backlog. And I put it up on my $10 patrons get to decide what I build when stuff has not come in from my wish list. Been a hot minute since I had a wish list purchase. But yeah, that was on my wish list, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to pick this up. This will be a silly thing to build, and because it recently came in, I put it on as a thing that people could vote on for me to build, and that won. Not all of my $10 patrons jump in on the voting, but a lot of them do. Usually at least two, so that I can get so I can make the decision of what to build. All right, so get this. So 2003 kit, instruction manual, no English anywhere. Totally fine, totally reasonable, understandable. Should be pretty straightforward, easy to do. We're only using one color marker here for our panel lines, so that's good. Back here in the bedroom, I do have a card table, a little TV tray, I should say, not a card table, TV tray set up so that I don't have to reach behind me. I used to have to reach onto my bed for all these sprues. Now it's right next to me. It does mean that I can't get beyond this if I need something behind it, but I won't during streams anyway. It will only be annoying once I set it up during the day. And then also, I am using a card table here, or not card table, again, TV tray in this room, and we'll find out if that is cool with my folks. We'll find out. Again, they're back tomorrow. I'm very excited about that. Excited to have them back. 21 and 20, we're doing that. All right, what can we talk about here? Let me see. One quick thing, sorry. Okay, so with Lashbrook here, that's enough of a reason to talk about some wrestling stuff. So we've got AEW Revolution, their pay-per-view event. That's this Sunday. On Saturday night, we found out the card was modified slightly. One of the matches was changed. The stipulation was changed. Instead of being a no-holds-barred match, Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, has become a final burial match. I assume that you have to put dirt over your opponent and bury them in the ground. That's what I think that means. So that's a lot. That's a whole lot of nonsense. That's some good nonsense. This has got to be the end of this feud because I do not know how you heighten beyond burying up your opponent in the ground. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Got that? Okay, great. Let's see what else we got here. We got other things on the agenda, wrestling wise. We do know one pre-show match my assumption is there will be more than one pre-show match. But right now, I can only tell you about the one that has been booked. And it's a trios match. We've got Mark Briscoe of the Briscoe Brothers and the Lucha Brothers, Penta and Rey Fenix, versus Ari Daivari, Josh Woods, and Tony Nese, with Smart Mark Sterling in their corner. And this is because Smart Mark tried to become the manager or associate of Mark Briscoe and then insulted him. And then so Mark has been fucking around with them. And then he wanted to back up the Lucha Bros. And he basically cut a very silly, very fun promo of just being like, legitimately him missing his brother, his departed brother Jay. And then seeing two brothers fight together made him happy. And then Mark Sterling's boys attacked those brothers. And so now he's mad at them. And that's really the idea that Mark Briscoe is going to tag with brother tag teams. There are a lot of brother tag teams in AEW. And if Mark Briscoe goes on a tour of hanging out with brothers, if he goes from like Lucha Brothers to Top Flight to the Gun Club, I don't think that'll work, but whatever. He could hang out with the Gun Club. Hey, you know what? Mark Briscoe trios with the Young Bucks. That's stupid in a way that could be very fun. Hell, you know what? They're signed to Ring of Honor. Have him in a mixed trios match with the Renegade Twins. Get the Renegade Sisters in there, and Mark Briscoe. It'll be Mark Renegade for a night. That's very silly in a way that I'm on board with. But there are a lot of brother tag teams in AEW, and it would be funny if he got involved with that. That would be choice. I'm on board. I'm on board for nonsense like that. Arctic Slaw says, I don't like Don Callis, but if that's what it takes to push Takeshita, I'll take it. Yeah, Don Callis sniffing around Takeshita is like a thing they've been hinting at for a long time, and it's probably time to either have him be rejected or have Don Callis become Takeshita's manager. Like I think they do need to either do that or shut up about it, because they've been like, oh, Don's sniffing around for like a long time. Oh, and Josh Jaboy, hey Josh Jaboy, welcome, says it'll be hard to beat the Undertaker versus AJ Styles match in the graveyard. I mean, that's a fun cinema. Here's the thing. Maybe Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry is a cinematic match. Instead of them, like, they're in the Cow Palace. I don't know. Maybe it's maybe they're going to shoot something behind or what they say is behind the Cow Palace, but really is some location. If they decided to make it a cinematic match, I wouldn't be opposed to that, because I don't dislike cinematic matches. I think there is something to be said for getting silly with it. So I'm not against that at all. Some people might be, but yeah, the idea of going over the top on that nonsense, true. We also, my hope is that we get the return of Luchasaurus, but he doesn't help Christian, even if he isn't siding with Jungle Boy, if he's just like, no, I've been waiting for a chance to bury you or whatever. Like, I'll be happy with that. But I don't want the bullshit of just like, hey, this match was great until it fucking wasn't, and now it's boring because the interference happened that we all knew was going to happen. Like, I'm just not here for that. Okay, so I think I'm doing this properly. The thing about this kit is it's weird. So, like, I'm going to do my best with it, but this is a weird-looking kit. So, like, I don't know. I'll do what I got on it. D18 and D23. I'm going to my first live WWE event since 2001 next Saturday, and I'm pretty psyched and curious to see what it's going to be. I can tell you that WWE still runs dark matches that are fun. Before the thing, hey, thank you very much for the follow, Croy Baker. appreciate that. Welcome, the old Bill Bear Workshop. Happy to have you here. Yeah, I mean, WWE live events, I think, are still pretty damn fun. They can still be a good time. It's been a while since I've been to one. But yeah, their dark matches are usually pretty fun. Sometimes it's them testing things out. Sometimes it's like, hey, like, we think you might be good at this, so we're gonna have you work heel. Because we're like, well, you know what? Like, you did work heel before, maybe you can work again. Or they'll be like, hey, we're going to have a storyline where you're a babyface. Let's, like, try that out in front of a live crowd, see how that feels, if we like that kind of thing. Or like, hey, we're going to have, for this loop of house shows that are not on TV, we're going to have you work with these people, and that might be a storyline. Oh, you know what? Your chemistry is rotten, so we're not going to do that. That stuff can be fun. They tell you that night what the matches will be. It's the Road to WrestleMania live event, so it could literally be anything. So sometimes they will have a card and they will tell you. Other times you're just kind of like going for the ride. So like you might have something like, I don't, like, oh, you're gonna see like Sheamus versus Gunther in a non-title match, right? Because Sheamus might be facing Gunther at the pay-per-view, right? So, at WrestleMania. So, like, you'll get that match, or you'll get the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium. And that's not really for anything, but, like, that's a good fucking house show match. Or you'll get, like, Charlotte just kind of, like, getting rid of the ring rust because she hasn't been back for a while. So you might get Charlotte in a non-title match. Or you might get somebody that you're just like, I don't know who that is. Who's that? Oh, they're an NXT person that might be getting called up, but they're local, so they got on this card. Okay, like, I don't know who that is, but sure. Like, it might be something like that, where you're just like, I don't know who Grayson Waller is, but okay. Grayson Waller's pretty good, so, that kind of thing. But it can be a real mixed bag. You never know. I mean, Canada just is getting, at some point, or they just got a house show with Roman Reigns in it, which is wild to have that. Like, that's unexpected. Outside of, like, if you're going to Madison Square Garden. Like, Roman Reigns has done Madison Square Garden pretty recently. But the idea of him doing a house show is fairly unheard of. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But you might get, like, I don't know. You might get Seth Rollins doing some shenanigans, cutting a promo. You also get, like, weird things like, it's the New Day and AJ Styles. I mean, he's injured, so it won't be AJ, but you know what I mean? Like, it'll be, like, a thing where you're just like, wait, why are the three of them tagging together? Because it doesn't matter, and it's Wacky World, and it doesn't count. So you'll just have that match, and it's just like, okay, sure. It's just like, Baron Corbin and The Miz are tagging. And you're like, all right, sure. They're taking on Alpha Academy. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't feel like a match that should be. Oh, okay. But, all right, well, that's the match we're watching, so, okay. Like that kind of thing. It is Wacky World. When I went back in 2001, the main event was The Rock, Stone Cold, and Triple H versus Undertaker, Kane, and Rikishi. It was fucking legendary. Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes they do feel epic like that. Sometimes they do feel like, but the house show business was a different kind of beast than it is today. That was its own thing, and there was like A shows and B shows, and like now it's a little, it is you're less likely to get some of those big show, not the big show, but some of those larger names on a show like that. But you'll get like great wrestlers, So that's fun. I hope you have a great time. I put this in upside down, so I gotta switch that around like that. Yeah. I'm doing one of these arms. It'll make doing the other one a lot easier, as always, friends. Just make it a lot easier. Let's see. Anything else wrestling wise I want to say? Update. I talked about the Book of Hobbs. We did talk on stream about one of the literal book. The Book of Hobbs that Powerhouse Hobbs has is a literal fucking book, and it's not a death note. It's just a book that he carries. Hey, he didn't carry the book to the ring on Rampage. He did carry the dumbass ring that he has because he won the Revolution ladder match. So now he has a brass ring because it's a rib on Vince McMahon used to saying you got to grab the brass ring. So they made a literal brass ring to get it's not even the main title. If you win that step ladder, if you're the face of the Revolution and you win that ladder match, you get a giant brass ring and a guaranteed TNT title shot, which is their mid-card belt. It's a good belt. I mean, it's an opportunity. People want opportunities, so it's good and people should go for it. But it is very funny to be like, hey, hold this dumb bit. So he traded his book for a big ring. And it's silly. But that was my update on Hobbs. I wanted to contain that update because, I talked about it the other day. I watched the Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling event last night. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, as part of Wrestle Universe, the streaming service, they stream out their big events. They also stream out their smaller events. So no commentary on this one. It was like one camera that would zoom and move around, not multiple cameras. Kind of a smaller venue, a light affair. You did have your world champion, no titles on the line. This is the thing that Tokyo Joshi does that I think is kind of interesting. You don't see random title defenses. They save their title defenses for like bigger things. So there was a one-on-one match with their current Princess of Princess champion. And also there was a match with the international princess champion. But they didn't, they didn't put their belts on the line. So you did have Yuka Sakazaki there, but there wasn't like the biggest of big names. They're preparing, that's coming in 2 weeks, is the Princess Cup. That'll be a good one. But I'm just such a big fan of Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. My girl Hyper Masao was in a trio or a 6-man or 6-woman match and won. And so big ups to Hyper Masao, the legend. Very excited. Hey, Lord Crashington. Very excited that Hyper won her match, or she didn't get the pinfall, but she was on the winning team, and I'll take it. And got to do a bunch of business because standing against each other were people who were going to be facing each other soon, and they had to stare down, and they're friends. And then Masao was like, hey, I want to take this chance to say that I hope everyone's having a good time, and let's all try not to be emo about this, because they were getting too emotional. They weren't, but she was just like, hey, everybody needs to stop being so emo, which I thought was very funny. Very silly. Always appreciate the nonsense. Subtle things. Like there's a wrestler in there who carries a whip with her to the ring, but she only carries a whip with her to the ring when she's tagging with the cat, Neko. Her gimmick is she's a cat. That's her gimmick. But I love the idea of I'm out there with this cat. I'm going to bring my whip with me. That is just a small little detail that I like very much. Had a great time. When they have a show on Saturday at a reasonable time, basically they do Saturday afternoon shows. And I think that's great because it means I can watch them Friday at night on the old East Coast. It's not too late. But it did mean that I went from watching SmackDown to Rampage to Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. So it was a lot of wrestling last night. And I got more wrestling on Sunday because Sunday is Revolution. So, I'll be obviously checking that shit out because I've been talking about watching it. So, it'll be happening. All right, so this is going to go like this. We do have a sticker to put on here. I'm going to take a look at this sticker, see if I want to do it before or after we put this together. I feel like after will probably be easier, but let me look at it. These are not numbered in a way that I can easily identify, so I have to look at symbols here, which is not the end of the world. No, that's that one. So, because this is a shoulder sticker, but I can't see them there, so I have to look. Sorry. Ooh. Okay, so Got numbers on here. That's not that. It is. I can't even describe what it looks like. So, is it this one? Should be a little square sticker. Oh, I got it. It's one of these red stickers here. I got this now. So let's we'll put it together and then we'll pop it on there. We're almost done with an arm, so that's good. Let's see. Are there other things to talk about? All right. So I'm not going to give a review in the anime section where I talk about anime in the second hour, but I did watch most of. I got about like 15 minutes left of Attack on Titan Final Season Part 3, Part 1, which aired, which is a 1 hour event, and then a reminder. The 4th season, which is called the Final Season, started December 7th, 2020. We started this shit. So that happened then. And then, so that's 2020, December 7th. And then there was part 2, which aired last year. Literally 11 months ago, the last episode of part 2 of the final season aired. And then they announced that part 3 of season 4, which is airing, was 1 hour. And then there's another special that will air in the fall. Literally in the fall. So a season that started December 7th, 2020 will end in the fall of 2023. Shit is weird, y'all. It is a strange thing. The animation is beautiful. They've obviously had a lot of time. It looked gorgeous. We'll probably talk a little bit more about the anime stuff here in a second. Because it won Attack on Titan for season 4, final season part 2, won some awards at the Anime Awards. The Anime Awards aired live out of Tokyo, so it didn't start until 4:30 in the morning. So I didn't watch it live. I haven't watched it. I will, but I haven't watched it because I was not going to stay up all night for an award show that I do care about, but not that much. I don't care that much about it. All right, let's before we do the hand here, let's panel line this while it's easy to get in on anything. Yeah, okay. I thought for a second maybe I was supposed to panel line this or do a sticker there, but they don't point me as having to put a sticker on this, so I won't. Maybe later they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you can put a sticker there." It does look like this should have a sticker, but whatever. Let's panel line it. I'm mad on Attack on Titan won Best Opening Theme. Yes. Okay, yeah, we can just get into this now. There are some award winners that I did not think were deserving of it or good. That is definitely one of them. Anime of the Year went to Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which I totally understand, especially because, I get it. I don't agree with it. I think Spy Family, of these 6 that were nominated, which was Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Demon Slayer, Ranking of Kings, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Lycurious Recoil, and Spy Family. I would pick Spy Family. Obviously, my favorite anime last year was Witch from Mercury, which was not eligible because when this came up, it had not come out yet when the nominations went out, which is a fucking problem, but whatever. So that was not eligible, but that was my favorite show of last year. And my second favorite of the show was Spy Family, and I do think Spy Family should have won on this instead of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which I think is good, but I don't think it was great. I'm going to make a whole video. My next Pat Bear's Anime Club, which does not come out for a while, so this will be old hat, but I do want to have a record of my opinions on it. That my next video will be me going through and kind of doing a detailed thing of all this. But yeah. I mean, it's a fine show. Best Original Anime went to Lycurious Recoil, which is, I guess, of the 6 that are nominated, maybe Birdie Wing, which I don't love, but I know a lot of people really loved. Maybe that could have won that. I don't know. But not the strongest nominees there. Best character design, Demon Slayer. Yeah, totally. Demon Slayer winning best design. Totally buy that. Demon Slayer looks fucking great. I can see why Recoil won, but Birdie Wing has the better show. Yeah. Um, Also, maybe like Cyberpunk should have won that because it just looks cool. I don't know. Didn't have to win that, but best character design. I don't know. Birdie Wing does have a good intro song. I'm not going to deny any of that. Best animation went to Demon Slayer, and like yeah, I can't argue with that. Demon Slayer just looks fucking rad, and is beautifully animated. So, best new series, which is not the same as best original, and it did have some, but also like Curious Recoil could have won best original and best new series. It's just implying that there's going to be more of it, and I don't think there's going to be more of your boy Coming. I don't think there's going to be more of that. That didn't do well. I don't think they're going to make more of that shit. Maybe they'll make more Call of the Night. Spy Family won that. They already made Spy Family stuff that happened after the nominations were done. So, like, yeah, there's going to be more Spy Family. Best continuing series went to One Piece of the stuff nominated. I mean, Kaguya-sama Love is War. It would have been nice for them to win something outside of the comedy romance categories. It would have been nice if they had won that, maybe. I mean, One Piece has been fucking good. Like, One Piece has been fucking looking great, and they've been putting... Toei's been putting some money into it. So that's nice. I don't know if that needed to win. I guess I'm glad that Attack on Titan didn't win. I guess I'm just glad it didn't win that. If there's any category it didn't win, I'm happy it's not best continuing. Also, My Hero Academia should have won that because My Hero Academia has been fucking so good and has been running on like just fucking blazing, all systems go, really tight, sharp looking animation. Great, sir. You need to start My Hero. So My Hero is a thing where like My Hero Academia takes a while to get great. It's very good. And Deku is a great lead. And All Might is a great like comedy figure that's also awesome and is a fun combination of those things. But it takes a little while before it's like boss. But it's still good. Even when it's not great, it's still very good. Let's see. Best opening sequence went to Attack on Titan, which no. Best opening sequence was Mixed Nuts from Spy Family. Fucking duh. What are you talking about? Of course it's Mixed Nuts. Maybe your boy Coming's opening. Maybe that wins, because that's very good too. But it's definitely fucking Mixed Nuts. Get out of here. It's not the rumbling. Fuck off. You know, I am a fairly big Attack on Titan hater, but like this is not the one where I go, yeah, that makes sense. Best ending sequence went to comedy, which is from Spy Family, which is good. Comedy is good. I guess Chainsaw Man was not eligible for anything. It came out the last season. That's why Witcher Mercury is not in any of these categories. The nominations closed before the winter season started, or the fall season. That season started. The fall season. Fall 2022 is not eligible for any of this. So that you will only see continuation shows in this list, like Spy Family, which continued into that season. But you will not see anything that came out in there. Thankfully for Witcher Mercury, there'll be more Witcher Mercury, so they will be eligible at some point to be nominated for me to feel bad that they don't win. My Heart Has Surrendered, that ending sequence from what the fuck am I talking about here? Kaguya-sama Love is War, Ultra Romantic. That's really good. So I could have seen that. Best score. This is the one where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, Attack on Titan has a great score. The music is really good. I'm not mad about it. I'm not like, oh, that, what are we talking about here? It's like, no, the music in that is good. So like, I have no problem giving it up for that. Um, I do think Spy Family's score is very solid. Your boy Coleman is good. And I do think that Cyberpunk has good music, has a good score. So there were other good categories in there, or nominations. Um, let's see. Best film went to Jujutsu Kaisen 0. No complaints here, my friends. Did I watch every one of these movies? No. I don't watch a lot of anime movies. Uh, I did. I think that they could have easily nominated the Laid Back Camp movie, which is not great, but is good. Nominate the Laid Back Camp movie. That's a fun one. Um, yeah, I mean, I think Jujutsu Kaisen wins because it's popular and good. Like, I don't have any issue with that winning. Um, let's see. Um, Best anime song, The Rumbling. Fuck no, it's not. Fuck no, it's not. It's not The Rumbling. The Rumbling is not the best song. And also, I will say, it's not a comedy, which is great, from Spy Family, which is great. Don't get me wrong. The best song is My Nonfiction. The best song is My Nonfiction from Kaguya-sama Love is War, the insert song that is also a one-off closing song for the episode. Because it is a good rap battle. It is a good rap battle in an anime, and we need to reward shit when it's good because it's so often terrible. That we need to celebrate when a rap song by characters who do not rap, performed by voice actors who do not rap, is not awful. It does not make me want to put myself to sleep for a while and take a nap. It's good, and we should have celebrated it. And also, the animation changes, and they do it in a different style, and it's really flashy, and there's dancing, and the dancing is not CGI and looks good. It's a great sequence. Look it up. If you're not caught up on season 3, it's not really spoilery. I mean, it's important, but it's not spoilery. It's very good, and I'm bummed that it did not win. I understand why it did not win, but I'm still bummed that it didn't. Best director. Sodazaki from directing Demon Slayer. Yeah, Demon Slayer is very well directed. I think I could go with any of the nominations in there. You know what? Ranking of Kings didn't really get its due this time. The first half, I want to say this. The second half of Ranking of Kings is better than the first half, and the first half got a lot of love, and the second half really didn't. And that's a shame. So I wouldn't have minded that. Let's see. Best main character, Eren Yeager. Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. You can be like most important main character, most no. Fuck off, Eren Yeager. Get out of here. Eat shit. I don't need Eren Yeager in here winning this category. Over Lloyd and Boji. Most main character. Yeah. Because, guess what? You're thinking of season 3. You're thinking of fucking season 3 Eren Yeager, not season 4 Eren Yeager, because season 4 is mostly about people trying to fucking deal with Eren Yeager's bullshit. And trying to figure out a way to help him or stop the people trying to help him, or help the people trying to stop him. But it revolves around him. I'm saying you give it to Lloyd or you give it to Boji. You don't give it to fucking Eren Yeager. Okay. Best supporting character and must protect at all costs goes to Anya. I totally understand for both of them. I would say, yeah. I mean, yes. Best supporting for Anya. I have talked about this before. I do not recommend you watch the anime, but Kotaro Sato from Kotaro Lives Alone is the character we have once again, we have failed Kotaro by not protecting him. We must protect Kotaro. He needs us to do that. And it's a shame that we won't. It's a shame that we chose not to protect him because Kotaro needs it real bad. Anya has telepathy. She's a psychic. And she's best supporting character and must protect at all costs. But still, if you're gonna change best boy and best girl to must protect at all costs, which is a better name and a better category because it's what we're trying to do, then you need to understand that you can't nominate Boji and then have Boji win. Boji needs it. Best action, Demon Slayer. What was nominated? Again. Hey, you know what? Give this to Stone Ocean. Stone Ocean is fucking rad as shit. Demon Slayer's great, but give it to Stone Ocean. They give it to a JoJo. I don't think JoJo won. I don't think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure won shit this year, and that's weird. Best comedy went to Spy Family. Yeah, it's funny. I would probably personally say Kaguya-sama Love is War. In this category, definitely not Kotaro. That's not a comedy. Fuck off. It's not a comedy. My Dress Up Darling. Maybe. Also, my biggest laughs of the year were Akane wa Hakurana. So, no, that show is way funnier than almost everything else that was nominated. So, because that show is wonderful. Best drama, Attack on Titan. You know what? Did Kotaro pull Martian? Kotaro Lives Alone is not a comedy. I'm not going to get into more than that, but it is not a comedy. There are funny moments in it, but it is not a comedy. And I don't recommend it because it is fucking devastating. It is a devastating piece of fiction. And I don't recommend it to people. The Attack on Titan winning best drama. I would maybe give it to Kotaro Lives Alone because it is a good drama. I can see it. Made in the Abyss probably could have won that one. 86 could have won that as well. I'm not an 86 fan. 86, but here's the one that's wrong. Demon Slayer has demons in it, so you can say that it is a fantasy. But is it the best fantasy of those listed? I don't even think it's the best fantasy of those nominated. I don't think it's a better fantasy than Made in Abyss. I definitely don't think it's a better fantasy than Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, which I think sucks as a property, but as a piece of fiction, looks incredible. As a piece of animation, I should say, looks beautiful. And the case study of Vanitas. I wouldn't give it to Overlord 4, which is, still more of a fantasy. But in general, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think you give that one to Demon Slayer for best fantasy. Best romance went to Kaguya-sama Love is War. There was a lot of good comedy, or a lot of good romance, and some of them were look, Kaguya-sama Love is War has won a bunch of categories for best couple and best romance, and it's only just starting to be an actual romantic comedy. It's been a comedy show with romance in it. It's just starting to be a romantic comedy, so I appreciate that it got the nod, because I think it needed the nod. So I'm on board for that. I think that is totally reasonable for them to win. Although, if I would say probably, if I was going to recommend a romantic comedy for y'all to check out, I would say instead of watching 3 seasons of Kaguya-sama Love is War, watch 1 season. No, Lashbrook, but one might argue that Kaguya-sama Love is War season 3 Ultra Romantique wasn't actually that ultra romantique. And actually, you know what? When they're on the boat at the amusement park, Shikimori's not just a cutie, is ultra romantic. It is. There is a scene in Shikimori's not just a cutie that is comparable and maybe even more ultra romantic. That's a beautiful, lovely little scene. But I would say, instead of watching 3 seasons of one show that is very good, if you just wanted to watch a romantic comedy, if you were like, Pat, I am interested in checking out one of these romantic comedy anime shows I've been hearing so much about, I would say the thing you should watch is Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, because it is a fucking lovely series. This does not snap in well, friends. This piece does not hold up well here. This does not fit in right. I might have to hit this with some liquid cement, because this might pop off. I don't know. We'll leave it right now, but I get the sense that this might not want to stay on. I do have to put a sticker on here, so we'll do that. And then, of course, we got to panel line the whole thing and do the other arm, but we'll get the sticker out and then we'll get some panel line on here. Ultramantic was about, yes, there is a stupid plan, and here's the thing. The most ultra romantic thing that happens in there is the mistake, the giving a giant heart to the girl that you like, but not realizing you were doing an ultra romantic moment, realizing it instead, and then after the fact, suddenly, finally realizing, oh wait, I just really fucked up. I do like this girl, but I did not mean to do this romantic gesture, and now I have to deal with the consequences of that. Is a different story than yes, the big giant go for broke moment at the end is ultra romantic. But I also think that Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie has a lovely ultra romantic moment. Some good moments in there. Also friendship, and like I said, Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. The thing about that series is they are in a relationship when the show starts. The show is not about them starting to date. The show is about them dating and what it's and you know what they're going through and all that and the relationship. But it starts with them already dating, and that is when I've had people being like sold. It's like, yeah, it's like that's all they needed to hear. Best VA performance Japanese, they got rid of the gendered categories, I say here, and so it's just like whoever, which is great. Yuki Kaji won for Aaron Yeager. No, not really. I would say that I would go with Anya's voice actress for that. I would rather see Anya's voice actress win. What else we got here? I gotta scroll down. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's where to go. You know what? I might give it to I might give it to Furzo for Jolene from JoJo, because I think that's cool. I think that would be a cool thing to go with that. But you know, Aaron won. The voice actor for Aaron won, sure. The English voice actor went to Zach, who played David Martinez in Cyberpunk. I don't know a lot about dubs. You know what? Hey, I like when Sungwon wins things, because Sungwon Cho is a nice dude and he's friends with a lot of my friends. And the one time that we were in the same room but not really hanging out, he seemed totally cool. So yeah, I wish he had won for Kage, the Shadow. That would have been cool. Yeah, have Sungwon win. This is the fun thing where we get to learn what dubs are happening out there. Like, hey, Ranking of Kings is being dubbed into Castilian. And also, Blue Period got dubbed into Castilian. I think that's the only Blue Period nomination. France, hey, Ranking of Kings is apparently getting dubbed everywhere. But it is always fun to see what anime. 86 got dubbed into French. That's how we learn. Portuguese. I always like to see like what show got like a weird anime like that got nominated, but there's nothing weird for them. Oh, they got apparently Portuguese. There is a Rent-A-Girlfriend season 2 got dubbed into Portuguese. Italian went to Jujutsu Kaisen. They don't have anything. Oh, they're still getting Haikyuu. Well, that's fun. They're getting Haikyuu over there. Or not over there, but for those that would prefer to have the Italian language for their anime and their dubs, they're getting Haikyuu. So that's fun. In Espanol, the voice actor for Demon Slayer 1. Overlord. There's Spanish dub for Overlord if that's your preferred way. Let's see. Well, 2 more. German. Nothing too odd here. Vinland Saga in German. That's probably a good way to hear German. Here's the best one. Arabic. The voice actor for Arabic is the voice of fucking Gone Freaks from Hunter x Hunter. They are getting the 2011 anime Hunter x Hunter. They're getting that dubbed into Arabic, and that's fucking cool as hell. That's awesome. And yeah, the voice actor for the dub of Gone Freaks won. I think that's rad. But they're getting Ranking of Kings. My Hero Academia got nominated. They're getting some Detective Conan stuff. Good for them. And Bleach. Bleach got like fucking nothing. No awards for Bleach. Very few nominations. Apparently being on Hulu did not mean that a lot of industry people were watching it, I guess. I guess they just weren't getting it. So for the most part, totally like, meh, sure, whatever. I'm not like too mad about a lot of stuff. I think that they're mostly it's just that like there's stuff that I would have had nominated on there that didn't make the cut because it didn't show up on or it came out too late in the year. And then like, you know, a few things I'm just like meh about. It's fine. All right, we're just about done with this part. We can now attach it here. We need C9. I'll take a pause for the calls in a moment or two. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel and go through that business. I got busy today doing cleaning and a bunch of other nonsense, so I did not watch Endo and Kobayashi. I will talk about that episode on Monday. Did not get to it today, but yesterday I had some time because I finished doing the work I had to do yesterday. I got done early, so I did watch a show that I was going to talk about on Monday, but I can talk about tonight. I watched the first episode of an anime that is new to me, Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. Oh, it's the first episode of that, and we'll talk about that. I don't know if I'm going to be continuing it. I don't know if I'm going to get caught up. We'll talk about it. I mean, yeah, it is a thing, and I'm glad that I did get a chance to check it out, even if I'm not the most into it right now. All right, and then let's see. We got to pop this into here. All right. And then this pops into... Wait. Did I do wrong here? Did I do something wrong here? Oh, I put this in wrong. Oh, sorry. We got a new follow. Welcome, El Guz. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Pat Baer. This is Pat Baer's the Build with Baer workshop. I almost said Pat Baer's Anime Club because we were talking so much about anime. Now, how are you? Why aren't you weird? You stop being weird, you. Okay, I have to put some pressure on that one in a way that I don't want to do because it's got to go on. This is on backwards. This is right on there. When I put it on here, then this has to go like this. This does not want to go in right though. Sorry, everybody. Again, as always, this will be a lot easier when I do it for the next one. Because look at this thing. Look at this weird arm. Oh, Bald Ridge just raided with a party of 3. Welcome, Bald Ridge. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the raid. Hello, Raiders. I'm Pat Baer. I build model kits and Lego sets. Thank you for the follow, Queen Helga. Appreciate that. Happy to have you here. I'm doing well. We just finished talking about the results from the Anime Awards, which aired early this morning. Happy to have people on the raid here. Happy for the follows. This feels very incredibly flimsy. This whole arm, like obviously this thing is weird because it is the Hy-Gogg nonsense. It's good to see someone building Gundams. Well, thank you. Yes, Bald Ridge. Cyberpunk won. I don't think that Cyberpunk was the best anime of 2020. Witch from Mercury was not nominated because it came out later in the year, so I understand why that did not win. In my opinion, Spy Family was the anime of last year of those nominated, but I do think that Cyberpunk was good, so I am not here to slag on Cyberpunk, even if I don't agree with the decision that got made. Queen says, Helga says, I'm getting ready for this coming Tuesday for my 20th birthday. Well, happy birthday on Tuesday. Tony the Swordsman here throwing in those emotes. Thank you, Tony, for throwing in the emotes and saying Spy Family has my vote too. Yeah, I mean, like, my favorite anime of 2022 was Witch from Mercury, but that was not nominated. So I went with Spy Family, which was my number 2, because the second half of Spy Family was not as strong, but at that point, when the nominees came through, the second half of Spy Family hadn't really happened. So if you're judging on the first half, that's totally the best of what's available there. Look at how long look at this thing. The Hy-Gogg. I love a good mobile suit that is just like an alien. They're like, we could make it look like a dude, or we could make it look like an undersea nightmare. The Hy-Gogg fucking is so weird. This thing is so strange. It's popping out. It's not doing exactly what it needs to do because I don't think I did it wrong. I just think it's a 2003 model kit that is not as good as it could be. But still, this thing is weird, and I appreciate how weird it is. It is cool. It's not that it's not cool, Baldrich. It is good nonsense. Baldrich says Dragon Ishin, and now you need eat. Nice. You know what? Sometimes you do. Look, here's the thing, Baldrich. You raided, and I appreciate that. So thank you for the raid. Sometimes you do have to raid, and sometimes you do have to go. It is always nice to end with a raid, and I understand. Go eat. Thanks for stopping in. Hope to see you on another stream. Folks that came in on that raid, welcome. I built model kits. We're going to talk more anime. We talked a bunch of anime tonight, which is not unexpected, and we will talk more. But here's the thing. It's after 10 p.m. We're about halfway through the stream. Lord Crashing wants me to hit the dance button. I will hit the dance button. It is March. If people use their channel points, I will play a dance song. I change that dance song every month. It is a new month. We have not played it since we started March, so here we go. And then I will talk to you about ways that you can support the channel because I am required to do that. By me, I make that requirement. Here's the dance button. This song sounds like I am about to speed up footage of me disassembling an object that I will try to repair on a live stream or a YouTube video. That song has big... I'm going to fast forward through this part because you've seen me take these PS4s apart before, so I'm not going to show you that. That's what that song feels like to me. It's got big, available on YouTube music vibes to it, which I'm sure it also is available there. Persona, it's on a Q soundtrack. You know, it's like not like the main Persona games, but like it's on Q. It's like a bonus track for like a dungeon that we don't think about. Oops, sorry. Go there. All right, so, hi. I'm going to talk to you for like a couple minutes about ways that you can support the channel and my endeavors to continue to live stream model kit building and hanging out in general. Everything I'm about to tell you here is optional. You don't have to do any of these things. If you would like to do any of them, you're more than welcome to. First and foremost, if you are currently a subscriber. You can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe if you're a tier 2 subscriber. If you're a Rista fan, the only tier 2, you get the blue emote. You can put those in chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support me because you're already here on Twitch. It's just $5 a month. You can do your Prime Gaming token if you have Amazon Prime, leave your Twitch. If you don't do it for me, please do it for someone. If you have that available. Cash money, you could gift a sub and join the gift sub leaderboard above you. Right now, there's nobody in the gift sub leaderboard. Bits and coins, always appreciated. That's the easy way to support me. It's not the only way. And again, I'm going to go through these pretty fast, and then we'll get back to model kit building and talking about some anime. I'm going to drink a little water here. And then I'm going to tell you about my Patreon. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining my Patreon. You get a bunch of different stuff. Take a look at that. I have a YouTube channel. Subscribing to my YouTube is free, so please subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. But I also offer memberships there. $2 a month. And you get my Wednesday videos because I do a weekly Wednesday series. And you get that a day early. How about that? And then if you're like, Pat, I do not want to help you on a monthly basis. I just can't. Or I don't want to. Totally okay. What you could do is you could go through my Ko-fi or my Stream Elements or my PayPal directly and do a one-time donation. Throw me a couple bucks. Everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and I buy model kits and equipment with that money. Like this. I bought this. The Hy-Gogg was purchased with your funds over the years, and I was able to take money out and go like, oh, that's a reasonable price, and that's a weird thing. I'd like to build that. I'm going to go buy that. And I got to. I'm very lucky, and I feel very blessed. Now, that was chosen by my $10 patrons about what I should build next. I will do another one when it looks like we're almost done with this kit. I will pose the question, what should I build next to them, and they will decide. If you want to circumvent that, if you want to jump the queue and become the next thing that I build on stream, or how you have a say in it, buy something off my Amazon wish list, because I will make a dedicated YouTube video about the thing you bought, and it will jump the queue and become the next thing that I build. I've got Lego sets. I've got model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, all kinds of stuff there. A puzzle, a clear RX-782 puzzle that I bet is a pain in the ass to build. That's on there. I'll build that shit. Model kits, like I said, expensive kits, inexpensive kits, stuff that's free shipping, stuff that doesn't have free shipping, some gear at the bottom. Shout out to whoever purchased some gear for me. You bought stuff that I literally said in my notes that I will not be using for a while. I don't know when I'm going to use, or I do have an idea. But you helped me buy some supplies to do some cool shit with, and I think that's awesome. So thank you very much for that. And then, yeah, there's some gear, because it's always nice to have some gear. People can pick something up there. I do have alternatives to Amazon. If you want to help me out by buying something for me to build on stream, you could go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card there. Send me a DM on Twitter, because my DMs are open with that, and I'll buy something from USA Gundam Store. Or you could go to my Throne wish list, which I need to update again. It's been a little while since I've been over in there, but I do have a Throne as a wish list that is an alternative to Amazon, because it's nice to have alternatives. If you want to support me for $0, I have a Discord. It is a fun, chill place where sometimes people post stuff they're interested in, they think that I would like. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. There are a couple people that are in there that don't watch my live streams anymore, but still like to hang out in the Discord, and that's totally cool. Let's see. A couple video links for you to check out. I made a video during my live stream on Tuesday that I uploaded separately. I did a subathon, and I tried to break my record of subscribers, which I did. I'm currently at 76. That's incredible. When I broke 75 subscribers, which was the goal, the final goal, I drank Pepsi milk. 50% fat-free milk, 50% Diet Pepsi. And I drank a big, tall glass. I drank this size glass of Pepsi, of PILK, I should say. this is the video of me doing that and giving a taste test and talking about through it. Pat Bear's Anime Club. If you missed the previous Pat Bear's Anime Club episode, this is about anime that is based on visual novels, because that interested me. That there's it's not just based on light novels and manga. Sometimes anime is based on visual novels. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where I made the promise in Baerly Rehearsed, I will barely rehearse something. I will write some character pieces and perform them with promised minimal memorization and understanding of the bit. But it's all stuff I've written. And this most recent one, which I'm linking here in the chat, I thought was pretty funny. It is based on... I basically made a parody of a YouTube tutorial that I had been watching because I just needed to get the idea out there. It's a simple idea. I think it's pretty funny. Take a look if you want to. I'm going to talk about some anime. We'll get into that here in a second. But first, I'm going to drink some water, and we have to, because that is our tradition, friends, we will dramatically transition back to the overhead camera in just a second here, and I'm going to drink some water right now. Water. All right, so we got one whole arm done here. I'm just going to look here, right here, pursue this here. Okay, so we have to do the other arm. Oh, and then we do have a sticker that we have to put on here, which we will put on. Let me just do that now. Fuck it. We'll do it now. We do have one big sticker here, and then we have the other arm, and then we'll work on the oh yeah, we have to do the legs, and then we can change things around, and there's like a alternate version of the kit that we can put together, or it's like there's like a different mode. There's a cruising mode, which is the underwater mode. We can do that. It basically has a very bare bones transformation, which great. So let me get this sticker on here while I start talking about the anime I watched since my last stream, which was on Thursday. Again, I will get to talking about the show that I want to chat about that I postponed for a week, but I will talk about Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on the tsundere villainess Lizelette. That I will talk about on Monday's stream. But yeah, I ended up postponing that part so that I could, because I had stuff going on today. So I didn't get to it. But I did watch other stuff already, which I did get to. As a heads up for a potential raid at the end of the stream, Unistrike Jason just started streaming. Thank you, Lord Crashington. I am following Jason, so I will be able to see that, and we'll take a look and see if that's what we want to do. But I appreciate you giving me the heads up. That's very, very kind of you. Yeah, all right, that looks pretty good. We'll get that sticker on there. We did it. We got a cool sticker, a nice, fun, different sticker. There was no indent on this. Sometimes they do a little indent in the plastic, so you could just line up the sticker. They did not do that for this, which is fine. It's fine. They don't have to, but it would have been, I think it would have been nice. We do have another sticker that'll go on this when the time's right. Anyway, I have to talk to you about farming life in another world. Jesus, there's just so many goddamn ladies in this goddamn thing. And we introduced more characters. I'll try to explain who the characters are. Hiraku is our main guy. He is the dude that died and was given some uber unbelievable overpowered stuff, but he wants to live the life of a farmer. But he's in the demon forest. Why was he put in the demon forest? We don't know. He's in the demon forest. But there's like angels and demons and all kinds of people. He's now the mayor of his own like village, and he's looking after a bunch of like wolves and all kinds of stuff. And he's doing his goddamn best. And elves and all kinds of things. There's a big spider. Lots of cool shit. Hiraku misses seafood. So Florum and Lasti are like, they met this merchant, Michael. And so that way they can get some fish because they're in the forest and they, this is the best way to do it. So they're like, because you miss seafood, we'll help you out. And Michael Michael's smart. He's just like, hey, put me to work, boss. Let me be your exclusive merchant. Let me handle like all the trade going on in and out. Uh, and there's a fun scene where Hiraku is like, um, Tony the Swordsman says, started watching your Pilk video. The line, what if I like it, killed me. Honestly, that would be my fear too. Yes, folks, I do have the thing of like, I go through the possibilities of what in that video of like, what if I like feel really sick? I'm streaming and it was like early on the stream. We hit our goal ridiculously quick and I was like, fuck, what if I like I can't continue, then I'll have to like reschedule. And my second fear was, what if I become a Pilk guy? What if I love this combination and it's my fucking thing? So yes, I go through the process. I give my feedback as we go. And the video is pretty all right, considering that I did not expect to drink it so soon into the stream. Anyway, so Michael, our guy, like he's a good salesman, but also he's so fucking terrified. This merchant is just like, everything about this is scary as hell. There's all these scary people. Your aura is ridiculous. What the fuck is going on? It's just him being terrified the whole time, but he puts on a brave face and gets the job. Then we meet, hey, guess what? We met another fucking dragon. A dragon challenged Hiraku to a fight. And her name is Hakurin, and she's Drime's older sister. But Drime's already there, and he's just like... So, apparently, Harukin thought that Lasty, the dragon, got married to Hikaru, and she's, single, so she was jealous of what's happening. She's just like, I'm just mad, because, like, you got married, and I'm not married yet, but I'm the older sister, so... typical... No, it's not typical. Whatever. So Hikaru forces the new dragon to repair the damage she did on her rampage. And then also there's this scene that I was like, they won't put this in. It's like it's a dumb scene in the manga. I was like, they won't put this in the anime. They put it in the anime. Basically, there's like a strip board game that happens with like strip mahjong for some reason. And all the girls get to see our main dude's junk. And it's weird. It's just a weird scene. It's just strange. It's just like, why did they... come on. Bizel learns of Harukin being there, and that spooks him, because it's just like, are you telling me there's another fucking dragon hanging out with this dude? Like, it's... That freaks them out. Okay, so wait, this wants to go like... What happened here? So this goes like this. Did I put this on right? Sorry. I just have to make sure I'm doing this right, because otherwise it'll fuck me up later as I'm putting this thing together here. So this looks right. I mean, I can fix my mistakes, but if I can avoid my mistakes, that would be great too. So I think this is right. We'll see. No, that's not right. Okay. Let's just go turn that around. And then if I do this, will this work? Yeah, all right, I did it right. Hooray. Okay. Jesus. Constantly worried about this whole... Because these things are just weird. I know I already did this once, but this whole kit is weird. It's great, but it's weird. Okay, so what else happens here? One of the generals finds out there are now 2 dragons there, and is just like, hey, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. So this general just like fucking quits the army. It's just like, nope, demon army, I'm out. Later, the demon lord is concerned that his daughter he's more worried about his daughter than he's worried about his daughter being there because she's like sticking around and he's just like she's going through a phase. Hurricane tries to move into the village. The new dragon tries to move in just to be like a layabout, and that's not cool. So she ends up, through some circumstance, becoming the school teacher. Basically, she gets put to work, and now she is in charge of teaching. Which, hey, that's a good profession. No issues there. All right, so that's the wrong one. Oops. We need 20 and 25. Let's see. Turns out the Inferno puppies, the wolves, they're the Inferno wolves. Some of those puppies have been raiding around, exploring, and they raided a dungeon that was the home to some lamias. Lamias are the people that look like humans but have lizards' lower bodies. The lamia, they're like, we're so sorry about this, and the dungeons is like, all right, yeah, you seem strong, so we don't want any trouble. We'll accept your apology, and they start trading some crops, and then also because they're great at traveling and strong, they end up becoming the delivery service for the village, and trading. That they're going to help out the merchant with the trading routes, which is a good bit of business. And then also he'll offer protection and all that. Meanwhile, Galdero, the demon lord, his daughter is convinced that Florum is a prisoner and isn't there willingly. So she is gathering troops for a rescue mission to invade the Great Tree Village, which I'm going to just be honest, I don't think goes well for her. In fact, I know it doesn't because I have read way past this in the manga, because there's a lot of manga up for this. I'll just tell you, that shit doesn't work out great for her. I mean, it works out fine. It's just not what she thinks it is because, things are pretty cool. Again, farming life in another world. Just a fucking light, easy. If you're looking for an overpowered main character, if you're looking for an isekai that is not gonna, you're looking for an isekai where you are not angry at the main character for either being a fucking villain or garbage. This is a good one. It's a good one of those. It is light. It is an easy watch. The animation is fucking decent. It's not gonna win any awards for animation. It is not stellar, but it is comfortable and serviceable and totally worth checking out. Which is also true for Chillin in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. I am still one episode behind on this show, but I will endeavor to get caught up at some point with it. So we've got our another general in the army. We got Daryl, our boy Daryl. He's still just chilling. He's now accepted the position of mayor of this town. But now the demon general shows up and is just ready to fight Daryl for just what's going on with the mine and all that stuff. But then quickly realizes that, hey, Daryl's wife scares the shit out of her. Daryl's wife, who is not an adventurer, and it is a joke constantly that Marika is fucking strong as hell. Incredibly strong, and could have been an adventurer, but just chose not to be. Which, it's a funny gag. But yeah, she's like, oh, no, you're scared. She's like, all right, well, I'm taking over this Minthral contract, and you just sell the Minthral to me. And Daryl's like, no, I'm not helping the war effort. I can't seem to explain this properly to people. I don't want this war to continue. Let's see. What I got here? Harold just subscribed tier 1. That's 64 months, saying Super H-Bomb 64. Thank you so much, Harold. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, and the Scythe emote in chat. Let's thank Harold for continued support. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you very much for all the, for 64 months. That's so many fucking months. Appreciate you very much, my friend. Thank you very much for that. That's just so many months. Let's see. Going in here. So Zebentus challenges Daryl to a duel and instantly comically loses. But there's some shenanigans with underwear, and so he has to like sell her a mithril weapon. Which it's not a fun. It's one of those like, oh, you saw my panties, I'll tell your wife. Like, come on, whatever. So basically, this demon general shows up, and our guy is trying to make sure that the new what do you call it? Oh, the new hero, Rady, doesn't. They don't meet. They do meet. They fight each other. Daryl has to admit to people, hey, I was raised by the former Demon King. I'm a human. I didn't know I was a human. I just need, I need to tell everybody what's going on. He already told his wife, apparently, before they got married, because we did, which makes sense. It's a good thing that he did say, like, hey, I am, as far as I knew, I was a demon, and my dad is the former Demon King. My brother is the current Demon King. So they fight, and they're evenly matched. But then Daryl's son almost gets injured, Gran, and so they decide to just call it a draw. And actually, hey, I like your vibe. Are we friends now? Oh shit, we're friends now. So enemies becoming friends. You love to see it. Very cliche, but also good and fun. So they make a friendship. And with the hero and one of the demon generals becoming friends, Daryl's optimistic that maybe we can finally figure this shit out. Kind of maybe we can put this stuff behind us and work to the future he wants, which is there not to be wars between the different the demons and the humans. What is going on here? This does not want to connect, and I don't know why. This is supposed to go like this, and then this needs to go up in here and connect on the end of here, and it doesn't want to. I don't know why it doesn't. This works. Kind of. So it's got to go like this. So you can just see, this should not, no. It's doing this, and I don't know why. Sorry, I'm just going to try to figure out. There, okay, I got that working. All right, that worked. Okay. I'll find out later if I did something weird here, but I think I did it right. I think this'll work out. I'll find out if I did this, if I fucked it up. And then the end of the episode is Alanzir, who is the previous hero, the one that attacked Daryl's dad. Alanzir shows up. So things are not immediately going to be perfect because now we've got the former hero showing up, who was able to hurt Daryl's dad. So, probably not immediately psyched about those circumstances. Chillin in my 30s, good. The animation's fun. It is occasionally the comedy is not necessarily exactly what I'm looking for, but it is a fun enough watch. It is one of those not an isekai, just an overpowered main character in a fantasy world stories, but it is enjoyable. It is a totally watchable series that I can totally have a good time with. So I will most likely continue my my watching of said series. These are the wrong pieces. I will need those. Those are part of the arm, but I don't need those now. All right. Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. I have heard good things about this. This was a thing that I was like, oh, I guess I should check this out because I have some friends that are watching this and seem to be liking it. So I'll add this to my list. I'll try out one episode, see if it's something out there. What can I tell you about Sugar Apple Fairy Tale? Our main character Annie Holford visits her mother's grave. Great way to start an episode or start a series. Just like, yeah, mom's dead. Okay. There were times where her mom told her about fairies becoming slaves of humans, and that Annie's legacy, or sorry, Anne. I'll say Anne. It's sometimes said a little differently, but Anne. Anne's legacy is to be a silver sugar master, and so she has to treat them as equals. That is part of her destiny, is to do that. Which after returning to her village, Anne sets off for another the Royal Candy Fair, despite misgivings from her friend. But, this is something she's got to do. Jonas is like, it's dangerous. Don't go on this. But, our girl's going. She's going to make this happen. Annie sees a fairy about to be killed by a fairy hunter on the way. But she saves the fairy, allowing him to escape. And Annie needs a bodyguard. Annie realizes, yeah, this is dangerous. I need a bodyguard, and so she purchases a fairy named Chael, Chael Fen Chael, and they leave. And obviously, purchasing a slave, that's not great, but that is what happens in the anime, in the story. They're going on. They're literally traveling on a thing called the Bloody Highway, which is, fucked. That does not sound good. That they're going to go just take a trip on, the Bloody Highway. They camp out, and Annie's just like, hey, just so you know, once we reach our destination, I'm going to set you free. That's the plan. Is I'm going to get to where I need to go. You're going to be my bodyguard, and then we'll be done because I got to set, and then bandits attack. And then the fairy defeats the bandits. They were attacking a different wagon, and then our people got mixed up. And the magic of the fairy. This is like it's fun. I don't think I'm going to keep watching this. I feel like I know the beats of this. We've got this like forbidden love, this respect. We've got this like savior complex. Didn't want to do this. Not even like this was not my plan. There's probably a destiny involved with our girl, and the circumstances of her mother's death are probably part of some sort of big plot that gets uncovered, and like it just feels very rote. I think it looks nice. Honestly, I'm looking for a girls doing things show, and the only one that's out this season is a judo one that looks terrible, and so I didn't try it. I am going to try the judo series. I will give that a go. I am going to try the girls judo club anime, even though it looks bad, because I do want a girls doing things show. I don't have one this season. This is not that. This is a romance show, fantastical romance show that doesn't seem that great. And I've got a great romance show that I'm watching this season, so I don't think I need to watch this one. So that's my review of Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. I do not plan to watch the next episode of Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. I do like the name. It is fun to say, but it is not enjoyable enough to watch, in my opinion. So that's what I've been watching lately. What I want to hear from y'all is, what are you watching? What are you playing? Is there anything getting with you? I have been checking out Power Wash Simulator, the Final Fantasy VII pack, which is a free thing. Um, Lord Crash is in it. I am aware. Thank you. I am aware of that. Um, uh, but yeah, I have been mostly playing Power Wash Simulator. On Thursday, the new expansion, the new free pack came out. It is much shorter than the previous, the Laura Croft, the Tomb Raider pack, but it's still fun. So I've been playing that. I talked about watching some wrestling, which I had a great time watching wrestling last night with a bunch of people, so that was fun. Some Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, very good time. Anything else going on with me? I don't know. I'm watching a bunch of YouTube bullshit, some of which is great, some of which is not great. I don't know if there's any. Let me look. Let me look at. You know what? I'm going to look at my YouTube. Lord Crash is playing Theatre Rhythm, doing more grinding. Nice. Let me look in my YouTube and see if there is a channel that I have recently joined. Let me look at my subscriptions. Jeff from Mother's Basement put up a new video yesterday that's very good, talking about AI, specifically talking about those YouTubers that made a quote-unquote anime that is just, they trained an AI on one particular anime and then just kind of made their own, and it's not good, and just talking about that and how, like, what this means and how, like, they're pitching it as like their the future, but it's just like, I don't know about that. Let's see. Harold is playing through Fire Emblem Engage. The Mandalorian came back this week, and Picard is getting good. Oh, that's right. Final season of Picard, if I remember correctly. I'm glad that's getting good. Let's see. Everyone's typing. Great. Lashbrook played Saw Creed 3 last night, and it ruled. Very shonen. I have heard that this is a certainly a shonen experience, and that's I'm all for that. That sounds great. What's going on? Moonjon had a lot of fun with Engage. That's good. Moonjon has been playing Octopath Traveler 2. Let's see. I need CH. Great. Let's see. Octopath Traveler 2. And started Paper Mario. Finished Double Zeta Gundam and watching Char's Counterattack tonight. Hell yeah. Enjoy Char's Counterattack. It's a good one. It's a good one of those. Even that video of Michael B. Jordan saying Naruto is Naruto 2. I found that very funny. I mean, people I mispronounce stuff all the fucking time. I know that dude loves anime. Even if he doesn't say anime the way you and I say anime things, that dude loves anime. Produced his own animation. Spent a good bit of today playing Power Wash Sim instead of other plans. Hell yeah, Lashbrook. I mean, it's still a good fucking video game. It's still a good ass fun video game. So like, yeah, I get it. I'm on Oshimaru and the third Hokage fight in Naruto. Nice, you got grandpa time. Getting some grandpa time. Which I forgot how wild it is. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Those fights are wild. That back and forth. The introduction of what certain characters do in that is pretty great, and what their fighting styles. They're very unique fighting styles. We'll just say that. Nice. Okay. That's going to go like that. I'm trying to finish Mega Man Legends 2 and Valkyrie Chronicles 4. Mjad, says Tony. Mjad says, I really want to play Mega Man Legends 2 this year. Hell yeah. It's really good. But wow, they pack a lot in there at the end. Yes! I don't remember a lot of 2. My memory is hazy of 2. But I do remember it having a lot of shit in it. There was a lot going on in that particular story. All right, so this goes like this. And this is not facing the right direction. I don't think. Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is. We'll see. Can I get this to go in? Oh. No, that does not. Huh. I gotta. Okay, that's right. Yeah, okay, that looks right. Yes, the other one of these is a little wonky, so I am not surprised that this will be a little wonky too. These might need a little blue tack. I think that like they might need a little bit of assistance. Anyway, let's see if there's any new people that I'm following that I want to give a shout out to. I don't know if there's anybody out there. I was in middle school when Mega Man Legends came out, and I would draw on graph paper different dungeons I thought would be cool in my free time. Hell yeah! It's part of the creative process is going like, I like this thing. What if it was like what if it was this? What if I could contribute to how this thing worked in bees? Yeah, this like feels bad. This part of this kit feels bad. Right here. And it's like, I think it's because this isn't fully in a way that like feels good. This piece doesn't fit right in my opinion. Okay, now it's snapped. Maybe now it'll fit right. Okay, that's better. It didn't snap before, and it snapped that time, so. It still doesn't feel great, but it feels better. Maybe on this side. Yeah. Yeah, I just think these are just going to feel weird. I think they're just going to feel weird. All right, well. We got some progress done on this. This part's not done. I want to finish this hand up before I connect all this together, but yeah, because it's still got to look like this. We did get a lot done today, though. Wristband says F1. Hey, Wristband. Says F1 starts its season this weekend. I'm planning to start up Octopath soon. Hell yeah, enjoy Octopath Traveler. That rolls. And Tony says Mega Man Legends was one of my first RPGs when I was too young to really understand what was going on it. So I was one. I just kept replaying the first area a lot. Hell yeah. Sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes you just got to feel it out and figure it out. Feel it out, figure it out. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, let me just check something real quick here. Monday stream, we will continue this kit. Will we finish it on Monday? We could finish it on Monday. I mean, we got a little bit of the arm left and a little panel line to do. Then we got to do the legs. I don't think we're going to finish it on Monday. I think we will, because the legs and the waist are pretty easy to do. We might finish this on Monday, but I think we'll be most of the way done here because we still have the panel line. We still got more to do. This kit is weird, like I said, so it is like work. It is an odd assortment of parts and it's strange. So, you know, we're not done with this thing by any stretch. But I might finish on Monday. I always have a Lego set. I have an emergency Lego set, a panda. I'll show you the panda. I always have this panda that I can do in an emergency. I got this panda kit here. Really easy. It's a little Lego thing. That's always in my back pocket as like a quick thing. If suddenly I finish a kit way earlier than I was expecting, I can always build a panda. But that is going to wrap up tonight's stream. I'm going to take a photo of this and then we will raid. That is how we end every stream around here is we go on a raid and we'll go find somebody doing some cool shit that we want to go hang out with. We're going to go hang out with them and see what they're up to. But I got to take a photo of Hy-Gogg here. Or Hy-Gogg. Get a Hy-Gogg photo in. The Hy-Gogg, not the Hy-Gogg. Thank you, Tony. And as just as we always end a raid, indeed. This is the Hy-Gogg. It's not the Hy-Gogg. This is the Hy-Gogg. What was I even fucking saying? What am I talking about here? All right, let's go see who is streaming. Mentioned Perhaps we will raid Jason. Perhaps. I don't know. We're going to see what's going on, see who's doing their thing, what's out there. Let's see. Got these people. I mean, there's like 100 people watching this. But yeah, I mean, you know what? I'll say this. I do want to see Jason play Wulong. I do want to see, that. I think that is a smart thing that we should check out. Gotta wait for this to end here. But yeah, let's go raid Jason and see what's going on over there. Go check out Unistrike playing through Wulong, because that feels like a Jason-esque game. That feels like something Jason would be super into. So we'll do that. It is a Jason-esque Jason game. Thank you, everybody, for spending part of your evening here with me, your friend Pat. I appreciate you very much for that. My next stream, as mentioned, will be on Monday. We will continue working on this kit, and then we will work on other stuff, because I'm sure other things will happen. Feel free to come along on this raid. Thank you all so much for being here. We'll have some manga to talk about. We'll talk about the fallout of Revolution, the AEW pay-per-view. Of course, we'll chat about that. And the other things will come up that we want to talk about, I'm sure. Why can't I hit the raid now button? There we go. Come along on this raid. I will see you on the next stream. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. And goodbye to you, people watching the VOD. See you later.